Good morning, everyone. This is Leah Dixon from Port Coquitlam, British Columbia. I am popping in with what's supposed to be my 9 a.m. Facebook Live. A little bit late today. We've got a crazy household today with all the kids plus my nephew. And life just got away from us this morning. So I am coming to you this morning with something that I very rarely do. We are going to make a card that I really have not planned out. Normally I come in with quite a good plan. Today I have a sketch in my head, and that is about it. And I do also have a great desire to create a beautiful card for my other two cohort teachers for next week. I'm actually meeting with them on Friday to do some planning. So that's about all I've got. Is I know who the card's for, and I have a basic little sketch. So we'll see where this goes. I might need your guys' help as we go along, but we are going to get started. I have got a crumb cake. Hi, Janice. I've got a crumb cake base here, and this is just 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. So that is going to be the bottom of my card. And then I have grabbed some of our neutrals 6x6 DSP, and this is the Early Espresso. And then I've grabbed a sheet of Early Espresso, and we're going to do some trimming. So you're going to kind of see me today. Good morning, Janine. You're going to see me today kind of walk through the process of like what it takes to actually design a card, because that's what I am doing. I am designing the card as we go. So being that our card front is 4 1/4 here, I am going to cut 2 strips of this, I believe at 1 1/4. No, actually I'm going to cut just 2 1-inch strips here, and I'm going to cut them, one of them at 4.5 and one of them at 4. So 1 by 4 and 1 by 4.5. And so we're just trying to kind of figure out. So I'm going to start. Oh, come on. I'm going to start just by cutting 2 inches. There we go. And then I can set that to the side. And then I'm going to cut this at 4.5. That gives me the most usable chunks for something else later. And then I'm going to cut this down. So now I'm going to cut these in half. So I've got 2 1-inch strips, and one of these is going to get cut down to just 4. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do 3 3/4. All right. Yeah, that's a nice layer. Okay, now we're going to create little borders for both of these pieces. So I truly want the borders on these to be itty bitty. So we're just going to increase by 1/8 of an inch. So over here, I'm going to cut that at, actually, we can start with our 2-inch. Let's just double check. No, that's not long enough. Okay, so we'll start with a 2 1/4 piece. And then I can cut that at 1 1/8 to divide that in half. And just make sure that's straight. There we go. All right, now with that done, I can break this down. So one of our pieces was 4.5, so I'm going to cut that at 4 and what would that be? 4 5/8. Oops, that was my scoring blade. That one's not going to help me. So let's go back. 4.5, 4 5/8. There we go. So now I've created one nice layer. And then this one was 3 3/4, so we'll do 3 7/8. There we go. So that is it for my cutting board now. We can put that off to the side again. And so what that did by doing those little layers is I can actually put those on there, and you can see it created just a very thin border. Just having that extra 1/8 of an inch created a super thin border. So I'm not going to glue anything yet. We're just going to kind of loosely play with things here. All right. So that's going to kind of be the base of my card. And then I want to put some sentiments on here. And so what I'm thinking I want to do is actually say that You're just like coffee. A day without cookies is baking day. Yes, it is. And what great weather for baking today. I wish it was more summer weather. Uh, oh, I wonder. Um, Maybe we should do because adulting is hard because and a day, scratch that out and write teaching above. Man, oh man. Um, yeah, maybe that's what we're going to do. Today's plan, consume coffee because, and I'm going to scratch out the adulting and write in teaching is hard. Or I can keep it adulting. I think that's what we're going to do. So I am going to put some of those on the blocks. Now, the coffee cup, I had thought about having it kind of like popped up and vibrant everywhere, but I'm actually thinking I might use it in the background just to like just put a couple coffee cups down here, but have them just really settle on the background and make the words kind of more the big deal. But we'll see. My other thought that I was playing around with, but I think that takes up too much of it, was to do a big circle and put everything on the circle. I think, though, we are going to do some embossing, and we're going to keep this really, really basic. So there are dies that go with this set, and I could totally get the dies and cut out the words, and that would make them a little bit bigger, but I think I actually don't want them bigger. I think I really... Now, Janice, you know Christina better. What's her vice? Is it coffee, cookies, cocktails, or chocolate? I'm thinking it's probably chocolate, but yeah, see the coffee's, I don't know. That's not going to stand out on that patterned paper. So I think what we're going to do is, instead of using the dies like I would normally do, is I'm actually going to put everything onto pink and emboss in white. So, coffee, okay. Oh, the name and price of today's stamp set. It's called Nothing's Better Than, and price, oh man, oh man. This is where I always forget to look these things up. Let's see here. Nothing's Better is $30. It's on page 91 of the catalog. All right, so we're going to actually do some embossing. We're going to do some word strips and stuff instead of, oh, I've already pulled those out, instead of doing the die cuts. Okay, so I know I was wondering about the cookies because I see her drink tea a lot at school, not coffee. But then she goes to Starbucks with me, so I don't know. Well, maybe we'll start, you know what, I haven't really used my cookies one, so let's do cookies, and then I can make a second one, because I know for sure Claire's vice is coffee. All right, so we've got the cookies on there. I'm actually going to stamp these all on separate blocks, even though I am going to stamp them all on one piece. Now I'm wondering though, am I going to cut these out in strips and lay strips across? Or should I get a label die and put it all on one? Let's see. I'm wondering about those tasteful labels, actually. That might be the key. Oh, too many decisions. All right, you know what? I'm going to do strips. I think it'll look funky with strips. So, let's see. What did I say? I said we're going to do today's plan. Where did that go? Today's plan, consume. So that's going to need a slightly larger block. All right, that's too large, but it'll do. So one way that I do this to line up my stamps so that I actually get them straight on my blocks is I line up the stamp on my graph paper, and then I line up my block on the graph paper, and then I push down. And that way I can use my block for lining things up, and I don't get wonky bits. All right. Oh, I keep opening that case. I gotta move that case. I keep opening it to get the stamps, and they're not in there. All right, because adulting is hard. All right, now will that one fit? That one will fit. Okay, good. All right. And there we go. So now I've got my whole thing, I think, on here. Today's plan, consume cookies because adulting is hard. Yes, good plan. And then I need my cookie. I think the cookie will look cute with those polka dots as well. All right, and we'll throw the cookie onto a paper pumpkin block, and I think I'm going to do most of my strips. Actually, adulting is overrated. Oh my goodness. Today I just want to quit. All right, so I am going to trim this first before I stamp it. And I'm going to make this one just 3/4. And I don't care about length right now because I can trim up the ends later, but I'm going to make this one 3/4 wide before I stamp it. And yeah, just with that busy patterned paper, I feel like the words need to be on their own kind of solid background so that they don't get lost in there. So we are going to emboss these, and I'm going to emboss them in white. So first thing I need is some Versamark. And, oh my goodness, I grabbed the word cocktails. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, let's clean that one up and put cookies on the block, because as much as I would like a cocktail, I don't think that's going to solve my problems at school. Probably just create more. So let's get those cookies out. Okay, cookies. There we go. All right, take 2. Here we go. Oh, that is super crooked on there. That's okay. All right, cookies. Oh, yeah, this whole no hugging world is killing me. I definitely need a hug. It has been one heck of a week. Things are starting to turn around. Those of you who actually follow me closely online may have noticed I haven't really been posting. I didn't get my plan up for the week for like a stamp set to highlight and stuff like that, and it's the worst time to not have those things in place because we're just coming into a new promotion and all sorts of goodness in the stamping world, and I have just not been able to focus on it like I need to, between school stuff and home stuff and technology. Oh, don't even get me started on technology. Life has not been happy, but it will pass. So I'm stamping now. I'm good. All right, I'm just going to plug in my heat tool here, and we are going to warm this up. There we go. All right, let's plug back in that. Okay, so we have our cookies all ready to go. I am going to trim up the ends of this with my usual, like a kidney stone. Let's hope not. Janine, you're funny. So there's my tailored tag punch. And I'm going to come in here and give that a little whirl. Oh, that needs to be a little bit shorter, I think. All right. No, wow, that's crooked. Yes, I am so looking forward to this weekend. It is our last kind of free weekend before we go back to school, so it's the last time I'm going to get to see my mom for a while. And so they are coming to visit. I don't have to drive up to the interior today. Yay. So they're coming for a visit, and we're having a big turkey dinner and basically doing Thanksgiving this weekend, and I'm so excited for it. It is going to be just awesome. So yeah, super, super excited for that. But yeah, in the meantime, dealing with kids and the prep for all of that, it's just a bit much, especially while I'm trying to figure out what on earth I'm going to do for school. All right, guys, I need your help again. Okay, Janice, have a great day. I need you guys' help again. Are we going to emboss on white on the brown, or are we going to grab some little white strips? God knows I have a million of them. And let's see here. Grab some white strips. All right, or are we going to do white strips with brown words? All right, I'm leaning towards brown. We're going to do brown with white embossing on it. We're just going to emboss the heck out of this card. All right, so that is just a little bit wide, though, I think, for our 2 sentiments. Where did I put my rulers? We're right there. So we're going to do another 3. Oh, maybe we can get away with a half? No, we can't get away with a half, but we can get away with less than 3/4. So we are going to do that. So I'm going to come in here. And so we're going to go somewhere between half and 3/4. We're going to go right in between. And this one's going to be a bit tricky to trim. There we go. If you are ever doing kind of these kind of small measurements, I do actually recommend grabbing a much bigger piece and trimming it off that way. But that's not what I'm working with. I'm trying to use up scraps. So here we go. All right. Yeah, that's going to fit. And in fact, I wonder if, yep, that piece is long enough. I can do both and then cut in between, because we're not going to do the banners on this one. We're going to do straight edges. And so I can actually stamp them both and emboss them both at one time. Here we go, because adulting is hard. Yes, it is. All right. Hopefully that was straight. Good enough. And today's plan is to consume cookies. Yes, it is. All right. Okay. The coolest thing about stamping, though, is as I'm doing this, I'm just like getting into a groove and getting happy about what I'm creating and totally feeling like, okay, things are coming back to normal. Here we go. All right. And so you can see I'm pretty messy when I emboss. I kind of don't care how much I dump out because it's all going back into the jar anyways. And there we go. Just do a few little flicks on the back to, oh, I'm not very good with the left hand. Let's turn this around. There we go. Oh, clean that up. All right, so just going to put a bit more there. Didn't quite go on the way I wanted it to. Yeah, I don't know. When you've got 5 kids, some days I just wish it was normal. But that's okay. And then I'm loving having my nephew here. He's an only child, and so we bring him into the mix quite a bit, just so he can have some time with other kids, and it's so nice. And I also remember the days when I was a kid and I had my cousins, and, you know, we're still such good friends. In fact, one of them's even on my team, and it's just nice to know that you've got your cousins there, kind of bonus siblings. So we try and get them together a lot so that they have that relationship in the end. All right, so one more time of heating things up. Here we go. All right, just gonna hold that. And turn that around. Here we go. Oh, I hear you, Janine. Never a dull moment with aunties and uncles and cousins, and I wouldn't give up a single minute of it. I adored my childhood with my aunts and uncles and cousins. So there we go. We're going to trim that, and we're going to trim that. You could use your cutting plate or your cutting board as well. Probably get a slightly straighter line, but I'm not too fussed about that part. All right, and so we're going to just kind of generally put it on like that. So I'm going to come in here before I glue anything down and put in, I think, 3 cookies in the background. Now, oh yeah, so I'm going to grab some early espresso. Now I think that's going to be way too dark though, so we're going to do a little sample here. That's quite dark, and then if I stamp it off, I think, well, that might actually be too light. Oh, darn it. All right, let's see what happens if we grab actual crumb cake and do it full strength. So let's do a few stamp offs to get that clean. And then crumb cake. Okay, I think crumb cake it is. Crumb cake on the background is going to be darker than a stamped off early espresso. So here we go. Crumb cake cookies in the background. All right, while I'm stamping cookies, I just wanted to let you guys know that there's so many amazing things happening with Stampin' Up! Right now. I've just sent out my newsletter. If you missed it and you want it, give me a shout. Let me know and I can forward it to you and we can get you signed up for future newsletters. But honestly, this month is amazing. I don't know how Stampin' Up! Just keeps upping the ante, but they do. We have a get and go promotion for the starter kit this month that is unreal. You get your normal amazing starter kit deal, and then you also get 2 stamp sets and pre-cut cardstock and rhinestones and everything, so that you can either have your own mini, like, ready to go samples created for you kind of stamping session on your own, or if you're getting into it as a business or think maybe you want to dabble with it and need an easy way to get started, it's all ready to go to make 8 cards of each, so you can have a party with your friends. So it's pretty awesome. So that's happening, and our new cut and emboss machine is available to customers as of yesterday, and to everybody, including demos who couldn't get these before. So are our magnetic plates for it. So super excited about that. So I am using liquid glue today. I'm not feeling the confidence to use seal because I'd actually have to put it down straight, and I'm just not. I'm not there today. All right, so my liquid glue so that I can adjust and squish things around. Yeah, so that cut and emboss machine is available, and I'm trying to think what else I've got going on. Well, starting to talk, no specifics yet, but starting to talk, mark your calendars for October 3rd, which is World Card Making Day. Make a card, send a card. And goodness knows people today need it. You know, people don't get enough happy mail these days. There's nothing like opening that mailbox and seeing something pretty. So I'm going to be running some events. I don't know what yet. Stampin' Up! Is going to be doing some stuff. Don't know what yet. But everybody's thinking about it and starting to plan. So mark that date. And we'll give you more details later. I also just updated my September and October. Well, I haven't actually for you guys updated. I've planned it for myself, but I got to get on and let you guys know. I've done my September and October classes. Lots of good stuff coming up. A Tasteful Touches class, a Gnomes class, not till October for that one. What else? Oh, I have a BOGO sale coming up. September's my birthday, so I'm going to do a birthday BOGO bash. So you can contact me to set a time on September 13th to actually come in person and see my stuff. And I might get around to taking photos. We'll see how life goes, to be able to offer some of those things online as well. But for now, for sure, in person, nobody else will be here. Well, everybody will get their own time slot. Unless you've got like somebody who you're okay being close to, you guys could come together. But you won't be encountering strangers. It'll be a safe shopping experience here. And yeah, that's coming up on the 13th. So contact me for some times. And what else is happening? Got my monthly techniques club up and running. Super excited about that. And you still have until September 10th if you want to join us. So definitely keep that in mind if you're looking for kind of some more regular, affordable stamping time. There's no page 90. Oh, in our annual catalog, not the mini catalog. Sorry, Janine. So the big one, the one that has, here, I'll show you. You're looking for this catalog. And then, yeah, page 90 in there, apparently. I was just checking the index of it, but, oh, page 91. There you go. And it does have a die set that matches. So some really nice samples in there. All right. Okay, oh, I don't like how I put that on. Let's see if I can peel this one off nicely. We'll see. Not too bad so far. Other side, let's go. Okay, oh, darn it, that left a bunch behind. Okay, let's see if we can get that off. Yeah, I know it can get confusing with the two catalogs, Janine. And I have been doing so much work out of the mini catalog that you probably just, I trained your brain to think mini. The not so mini. They used to be itty bitty. We called them minis because they were like 20 pages. And now they're like, and 20 little half pages to boot. Now they're these like giant things. All right. There we go. So let's try this again. I think today's plan, consume cookies, and do I want that to be straight underneath because adulting is hard? Not sure where I want that put. No, I don't like it down there. Maybe like that. Yeah, okay. Okay, here we go. So this is kind of our last little bit here. I don't even think I'm going to add any other oh, sorry, my tags are just smacked my lamp. Normally I would add like, you know, some rhinestones or some ribbon or something, but I'm kind of feeling like this card just needs to be to the point. Because adulting is hard. Ugh. All right. And there we have it. That is our finished card. And I think maybe I'm going to just add a quick little cookie on the inside as well. Not Sahara Sand. What am I doing? Crumb cake is the color we are working with today. And so we're going to pop that in to the inside. There we go. Oh, thank you, Val. Yeah, so that is our completed card, and I think that's going to be perfect. I feel like I want to create some little happiness for everybody as we go back into the schools next week. And I know the patterned paper is so much, I just feel like I can't add anything else to it. So yeah, there we go. So tons going on. If you want to check out my events calendar, you can always go to leahdickson.stampinup.net and check under events, and that's where I kind of keep my full calendar all together. Facebook, I'm finding, is being a little bit unreliable. I actually had created a bunch of events and then none of them like posted through. So I'm gonna have to go back in and play with this new Facebook and see what's happening there. But you can always go to my personal site, leahdickson.stampinup.net, and my events calendar is there, and you can even register through those links and everything and get some more details and contact me through that venue. So that's kind of the more reliable way to find out what's happening these days. I'm gonna continue to do my best on Facebook, but it's not cooperating with me this week. So, I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I can't think what else I needed to remind you of. So, just have a great day. Stay cool this weekend. It's supposed to get smoking hot. Summer's coming back. And yeah, I'll see you guys all. Oh, that's what I needed to tell you. I won't see you guys next Wednesday. And I won't even see you next Tuesday because normally I have one day a week off and it's going to be changing to Tuesdays. So from now on, my Facebook Lives will be on Tuesdays. But next week I have to go in for a health and safety meeting on Tuesday. So I won't leave you guys high and dry. I'm going to post a Stampin' Up! Created video for you so that you can still get a little Stampin' fix and see something cool. But it's not going to be me live. Depending on how Monday goes, I'll try and pop in on Monday because I really do love doing these videos. And then, yeah, starting on the 15th, life will be back to as normal gets. And I will be seeing you here on Tuesdays for my Tuesday morning Facebook Live. So thanks for bearing with me through these kind of tough changing times. And hopefully by September 15th, I will have seen a bunch of your faces at my BOGO sale and things will be back on track and running smoothly. All right. Bye-bye.